Check, check, check. Make sure I got all this working here. Check, check, 1, 2. Looks all right so far. All right, y'all come on in. I'm going to have a real simple live stream tonight. I just finished up a recording session with a songwriter from New York. And I do demo work for him, recording the music. And then a singer comes in and lays down the lead vocal and harmonies. And now it's my job to take that magic and put it all together and release it for him to send to whoever wants to cut it, hopefully, and all that stuff. And get my strap figured out here. Yeah. My strap. Is that right? Yeah. All right. Now this is really cool. I don't know if you can see this. This strap right here, you can pull it to change the length. So therefore, when I'm sitting down, I can make it nice and tight, and then when I stand up, I can pull it back out. So there you go on that one. I'll go ahead and put on some headphones so I can hear what's going on. Let's hear what's going on. One thing I have learned is I need to copy mirror output and then paste it over here. That one. So that way, hopefully I hear the same thing that you're hearing. If I bring that down, then come over here. No, that didn't work. Let me figure this out. Let me copy mirror output of phones. See if I can paste it over here. Mirror of output phones 1. Yes, that's what I want. All right, here we go. I got it figured out. Got some After Effect going on. Let's see. Let's see what I can do here. First of all, got all my cables over here in a mess. All right, you're not going to see this. But let's see. I got the pre-delay up very high. That's why. There we go. All right. So we should be live. There's nobody watching. For some reason. There's one person. Anyway. So y'all come on in. Let me know what kind of questions you have. Let me know what kind of questions you have, and I can answer them accordingly. So this is a PRS CE24. That means it has 24 frets. And I'm trying to figure out... Okay, I see what's happening. Let me get this screen out of the way a little bit. So it's got the little birdies on the fretboard. And I got this in a trade on Facebook Marketplace. I really don't like trading because I need cash right now to fund other guitars. But I had 2 Chapman guitars that just were not biting at all. Like nobody was even caring about them. And this one guy was like, well, I can trade you a PRS CE24. I was like, well, I never owned a PRS before. So therefore, I don't mind trying one out. And if I don't connect with it, I can just try and sell it. But honestly, this is a very cool guitar. I do like that it's black. And it's very, very simple. Simple look. So it does have the natural binding around the edge and all that stuff. Hello, Andrew, the Helix connoisseur. I don't know if I can even say that. Did I go to NAMM? Yes, I did go to NAMM. And I went with the company I work for, Harrison Audio, as their mixed bus guru. So therefore I showed off version 10 and I showed off the new 500 series modules that are available on the harrisonaudio.com website. And then I also talked about the console a little bit. That was more of my boss's side of the booth. But, you know, it was fun talking to all the different people and losing my voice, which is why I did not go live last week because I had no voice. And I really didn't make any videos. I didn't make any videos last week. I really didn't. It's not like I really didn't. I absolutely didn't make any videos last week because my voice was just shot and I didn't want to waste a video not sounding the best I could. So but tonight when I get done with this stream, I'm probably going to only stream for maybe 30 minutes or so. Maybe. Y'all let me know. If you keep asking questions, I will gladly keep going. But if not, if everything's just dead and I'm not getting any reaction from anybody, then I will stop the live stream and I'll go record some pre-made videos that I can release for this next week. Because I do have a lot to say about some certain topics. I've written them down in my Supernote little notepad there, which is a cool way for me to write things down and store it in digital form. I did play my Fractal FM3 this past Sunday at church. Then I posted a picture of this guitar and the FM3 in the Fractal group on Facebook. And this one guy just went off about, oh, PRSs are cool, but they're actually not worth all that great. And, or something stupid. It's like, okay, well, if you don't like PRS, then just don't like them, but don't tell me what to like or what not to like. I don't mind any guitar. I mean, if you like a Squire, great. If you like playing a Fender, that's awesome. If you like playing a Gibson versus Epiphone, a PRS versus a Schecter, or, I mean, it's just so crazy. You never know what you're going to connect with until you just try it out and play it. I mean, I'm not a big personal fan of Schecter, and I don't really think I would ever try to go out of my way to own one just because they're not really my style. But if you like Schecter, then play a Schecter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So just the fact that I posted a picture of my PRS and someone pooped all over it is like, oh, PRSs are the worst. It's like, okay, well, tell that to Mark Tremonti and Santana and Neil Sean and all the other big time people that play PRS. I mean, maybe they're just paid shills and they get paid to play them. I mean, I doubt it. I mean, you either like them, like you either like a certain thing or you don't. So anyway, I just find it funny. Some people like to poop on stuff. I am very interested in auditioning or comparing these pickups to some other humbucker style pickups that I have in other guitars. So far, I mean, they're just a very neutral, very balanced set. I think they're called like 8515s or something like that. I'm not sure, but whoa, I don't even know what I'm playing anymore. And that was the single coil. Now here's the humbucker. And then here's the neck pickup on humbucker. You know, pretty warm sounding. Here's the single coil. So I feel like it's pretty versatile for recording or even just playing out. Let me kick it over to the EVH. Which channel is this? This is the blue channel. I'm going to do a shootout video between the green, blue, and red channels on the EVH. Because I found that the blue channel just fits really good to my ears as far as like where the mid-range sits, and it's not too dark, it's not too bright, all that stuff. So yeah, I think it sounds good. We'll turn on the green box. And then going back to clean. I've chosen the Fender Blues Junior as my clean tone for the Tonemaster Pro. It's just, to me, it just sounds glassy. It gives me the right amount of clean, but also dirt when I dig in with my hand. Or, you know, get a little cleaner. So it just has a nice touch. And then I can turn on the fat switch and get a little bit more grit. Oh, Curtis. All right, so let me tell you the story. Never mind the Philistines. Have you tried a PRS SE one? No, I have not. Every time that PRS releases them, players snatch them up before I've been able to play one in person. I did play on a Silver Sky SE at a store down in Florida. But it was really momentary. I mean, I didn't play on it for very long. But I felt like the neck was a little flat feeling. Like it didn't have like a round C shape. It had more like a D shape or something. I don't know. Whatever. I wasn't too impressed by the Silver Sky. And I'm sure the SEs are just fine. The only reason why I have this guitar is because I traded two Chapmans an ML2 and an ML3 semi-hollow for this one. And the other guitars just were not moving at all. And apparently I can get like, I don't know, 1,500 for this or something. I mean, we'll see. But maybe he got the better end. Maybe I got the better end. But I've never had a PRS before. And I was like, well, let's just give it a shot. I don't care anymore. I don't want to keep the Chapmans. I just never play them. And let's trade into something that I can enjoy for a little bit. And maybe just keep the rest of my life. Who knows? Now, since this is a semi-hollow design, it is very, very light. I mean, it's super comfortable to play. I have no issues with it. I could probably just play this guitar for hours. And it does sound really good, so. So let's tell the Doctor story. So, Doctor McFarland came about in the early 2000s when I was at MTSU, which is Middle Tennessee State University. I recorded and played and wrote songs and stuff. And my friend Robbie started calling me Doctor because I heal people with sweet. I messed that up. I heal people with sweet rock and roll. And then I also came up with, I was predestined to rock before the world began. Okay. And then I later, like more recently in the last few years, I've added on the saying of, I get surgical with audio. So I'm Dr. McFarland, heal people with sweet rock and roll, and I get surgical with audio. And I was predestined to rock before the world began. So there's the story behind Doctor. And that's also why I spell it all out and not have a DR doc, because I'm not a real doctor. I don't do brain surgery or check up on your, if you have a sore throat or, whatever. So I don't do that stuff. Yeah, I feel like between the clean and then the Blues Junior with the fat switch, and then kick in the Tube Screamer. I mean, that's like 4 stages of dirt. So I got clean, fat switch, green JRC or the green box. Then I got actually 5. I got the EVH lead. And then I can still kick in the green box on top of that. So yeah, it's like 5 stages of dirt that I can play around with. And it works pretty good. So, Doc, do you hear the same in your headphones as we hear on the video? And also compared to your in the room sound? And also compared to your in the room sound? I have mirrored my headphone mix to what the live stream is hearing. So yes, it should be the same. Now, I do have a microphone that's on over here. So let me turn that down. And that might be a little bit better for you, hopefully. Maybe. I'm turning up my headphones. Turning up my headphones. I'm actually in. This should be about the same. Let me just check. Click on that. Click on that. Click on that. Yeah. No matter what I do. So there's my room mic with a little bit of reverb on it. So I turn that down. And I'm hearing exactly what you're hearing. So if it sounds bad, I'm sorry. If it sounds great, I am really sorry. I was experimenting with the SSL 12 interface for about a month. And that worked great for live streams because you can go in. I don't have this plugged in right now, but you can go in and tell the loopback channel to be playback 1 through 4. You can have it be a headphone mix, 2 different headphone mixes. You can have it be line out 3 and 4, or you can have it be the main mix bus. So it's very versatile in that way. But what I found with the RME Total Mix software, which I will show you what I'm doing. Yeah, that's it. So you can see right here, there's my headphones 2 that I have, which is mirroring headphones 1. Let me let me move this over. Move that over there. And then I have my loopback on analog 3 and 4. Okay, so I could turn this up here and maybe make it a little bit louder, possibly. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how I'm live streaming my audio. So whatever my headphones mix is, you're also getting the same mix on 3 and 4. But I could turn this down. And that's not adjusting the volume, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I could turn this down. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. You can see my fader right here moving. So 8-at-1 is actually we'll call this the desk mic, like so. So now it's called desk mic. Tonight the singer was in microphone 11. That's actually input on the front of the RME. And I always have these playbacks right here. I have a virtual instrument playback. I have a DAW playback. I have a McFarland playback, or any of my guitar plug-in stuff. And then I have the computer playback. So when I play stuff from YouTube or Tidal or something like that, I can do that. So if I click on this, that's not what I want. Let's go back here. But yeah, but thanks for asking. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to set up live stream audio, but you do have to have some kind of loopback option on your interface. And then you also have to use you need something like what am I doing here? That's not it. This is it. You need something like this. You need to have the Audiocast mixer. So you can see I have the input set to Fireface UFX, which is what I'm using. And then the output is the black hole 16 channel, or it can be 2 channels, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's like two pieces of extra software you have to use in order to live stream. Unless your interface, like my Series 3 mixer from PreSonus, I was able to route the main output to USB 1 and 2, because that's what your computer wants to see. That's what your live stream software wants to see, is USB 1 and 2. But most interfaces can't change that automatically. So you have to use some third-party software like Audiocast to change that around. So it sounds fine. I was just curious. Well, that's good. In the past, it has not always sounded fine, but I've now corrected that. So, all right, Tom is in the house. Hello, Tom. He says, purchased a PRS SE custom at Christmas. Used it for 1 theater production so far. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Let me actually go to Sweetwater and let me look up some PRS SE stuff. I was really wanting the 594 for a long time. I just never got around to getting one. But for instance, let me show you some stuff here. Whoa, I'm over here now. Okay. So for instance, here's like a SCDGT David Grissom model. That's like $849. There's a Swamp Ash one. That looks cool. A PRS SE Silver Sky. But really the 594 was what I had my eye on. I just never pulled the trigger. Let's see what comes up here. Single cut McCarty 594. Let's look at this one. So that is a single cut version. That is equally as nice, but I feel like the double cut is the most popular body shape. Is kind of what PRS is known for, that double cut. But honestly, I would really like to play one in person, because I mean SCs aren't made in America, so maybe the frets. I mean, I'm sure everything's fine about it, but the darkness of that fretboard is not as rich as what this one is. So maybe there's like a quality difference there that I wouldn't like, possibly. I'm not sure. But when you pay full price, you can get $45 back in bonus bucks. Maybe that's worth it to you. I'm not sure. I did recently pass the 14,000 subscriber mark. So thanks everyone for watching and commenting and liking and subscribing and all that fun stuff. I'm not defined by my subscriber count. I'm still just as cool. Even if I had just one subscriber, but I do that. The number does tell me that I'm helping people on a daily basis. So the more people that subscribe, the more I get to help. More people I potentially get to help. Now, there's probably a lot more that aren't subscribed, and I know that for a fact. There's definitely not as many subscribed as there should be. That's the way it goes sometimes, so I don't care. Let's see. Tom says he found the guitar to be very well made and very, very clean sounding. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm not sure. Playability is excellent. Comfortable neck. I did add the PRS lock and tuners and moved to string set starting with 9s to allow more bending, which the show called for. Well, that's good. You got to do whatever the show calls for, man. Got mine from Sweetwater, affordable price. This is not a requirement, but it is something that if you want to help support the channel, I do have Sweetwater affiliate links in the description of all my videos, and also Amazon links in the description of all my videos. So if you're shopping for toilet paper on Amazon, or you're getting a new guitar or pedal or something gear related through Sweetwater, click on my affiliate link on any video before you start shopping, and then when you purchase something, I get a small kickback from that. So that does go help to. I have pretty much purchased everything in my studio. I was sent the some headrest stuff over the years in exchange for my time in making videos. But I've bought my own fractals. I bought my own Toemaster Pro. I've purchased my own Kemper and my own Helix, as in I paid full price. I paid full price for the fractal and the Toemaster Pro. I got the Kemper used on Marketplace, but I still paid pretty high dollar for that, which I probably shouldn't have. And I paid for the Helix full price. So any help that you can give in exchange for me making videos and giving you guys my opinion, my professional opinion on these gear choices, I would appreciate that. It goes a long way in helping me pay back some of the things I've purchased over the years, and also just my time for making videos. So I don't have a extreme setup like some YouTubers do. I have a Canon M50 that I have over the Toastmaster Pro right here. You can see that right there. I do have a Canon 90D with a pretty decent lens on there for the bokeh effect for some video stuff. So I've invested in microphones and cameras just to do very, very basic streamline video making. I don't go out of my way to do like crazy like editing and shots and stuff like that. So, but anyway, any support I can get, that'd be great. What about monitor setup? High pass and low pass settings. Monitor setup. Monitoring for the guitar modelers, maybe. Most of the time I sit here at my desk in front of studio monitors. And so regardless if I'm wearing headphones or studio monitors, usually my guitars are high passed at about 80 to 100 hertz, and then they're low passed anywhere between 5 to 6K, somewhere in there. So I don't have, where's a cable I can use here? This is not going to be good. What do I have? I'm not sure what I have over here. This is going to be a printer cable. Or is it? Yeah, it's going to be a printer cable. I need my USB cable, which is where? Is it this one? Ooh, yeah, it is this one. See if I can stretch this out. So therefore I can show you some screen stuff. All right. Let's see what I got here. I'm going to pull up the Toastmaster Pro control. Maybe it'll show up. Is it going to show up? Yes, it will. Very cool. Okay. So that means I can go here. Yes. So here's the Toastmaster Pro. You can see I have, I can actually do all this from, or can I? I don't know. I'll do it from here. So there's the EVH. Okay, I am not using the stock cabs in this thing. I prefer my own. Why can't I click on that? Oh, because I'm over here. I'm an idiot. All right, so low cut. That's at 95. I can bring it up to, let's do like 100. And then my high cut is at 7. Let's bring it down to like 6 for fun. Okay, this is my Doctor McFarland IR pack from Sonic DNA. And this is based on a 2x12 with a vintage 30 and a greenback. And now you'll notice when you get guitars into a mix that you just don't need all that high end or all that low end, because the kick drum and the bass guitar is going to occupy the low space, and then all the cymbals and vocals and other stuff is going to occupy that really high mid-range to like high-end stuff. So that's why usually they're calling it high cut, but you can also call it low pass. So high cutting the 6K range, and then low cutting or high passing the 100 hertz range there. Then I got a little ping pong delay. Okay, sounds pretty good. Tom says mine was plecked for the price, which was less than 1K. That's good. That's really good. If your guitar needs plucking, then that's a viable option if you feel like you want to do that. The frets on this one feel great. Now I'm not sure if he bought this new or he just traded for something else, but I can tell there's some used swirls and stuff on this guitar. So it definitely wasn't new. Nor do I think he used it. Nor do I think he really had it a long time. So, but I don't care. I mean, everything about it's great. I mean, it feels great. It's all nitrocellulose finish on this, so it feels kind of similar to what a Gibson would feel like, but obviously it's not as thick on the neck and not as heavy on the body and all that. So, let's see here. It is nice to have 24 frets. You can get up there and do some 2-octave stuff. Do I keep a traditional pedal board or do you run digital multi-effects exclusively? If so, what do you run it on? What do you run it on? Oh, I still have my HX effects, and I still have 2 drive pedals. One is the Wampler Pantheon Deluxe, and the other is a overdrive pedal I got from Midnight 30 Music many years ago that I can't seem to sell. So I'll probably just keep that around. And I did order the JHS Nauticlon pedal just because it's kind of like a collector's item at this point. So that should be shipping sometime this month or next month. But I bought it months ago and I don't really care. I don't care if I have it or not. It's just something cool to buy because everyone else is doing it. And it comes with a kit, so I can make it with my kids. It'll be a fun bonding experience. But no, I don't plan on keeping the HX effects now that I have the Helix floor unit. And I only use modeling nowadays. I just don't need a pedal board for literally anything I do. But if I were to run a modeler into a real amp, I would just use the effects return of an amp. So I do have my Quilter Aviator Cub over here, which works great for that. I also have a Blue Guitar Amp 1 100-watt head in a pedal size. It's this thing right here. The Blue Guitar Amp 1, stuff like that. Let me go back to my other view. So yeah, Blue Guitar Amp 1. This thing sounds really good. And I did see Thomas Blug at the NAMM show and talked with him momentarily about the new Amp X and some functionality things that I would like to see incorporated on the Amp X, especially since it has such a small screen and no scribble strips over the switches. So we were kind of discussing non-exclusively about what that would look like on like pretty much getting the most amount of information from that small screen that you can. So you know what bank you're on, what kind of presets you have assigned to the switches, and or what stomps you have assigned to the switches. So you can kind of keep track of what is assigned on each bank. Because some banks you might want to have really high gain kind of sound, and then the next bank you might want to have some more maybe more like classic Fendery type amplifiers or a Vox or a whatever. So I mean, I'm not going to get too much into it because there wasn't a lot decided. It was just a matter of, hey, let me see where you're at currently, and then maybe give you some tips from the old doctor here on maybe what you can do going forward to help get this thing finished up and get shipped out to Europe first and then onto the US. So anyway, we'll see what happens with the Amp X. I've been a big fan of Thomas Blug for many, many years, and everything he does is spot on. It's just a matter of timing at this point and getting everything done like he wants. So there's that. But no, I do not keep a traditional pedal board. And in fact, I'm trying to sell off my HX effects at the moment. So, great Venzini. Good evening, Doc. First time I'm here. What you got there? PRS. Yes, it's a PRS CE24. And it's my first PRS, actually. My very first one I've ever owned. And as in, I say owned as in I traded 2 guitars just to get this one. So I didn't swap money for it, but I did buy other things in the past that now allowed me to get a PRS in the present. So yeah, it's fun. Canon M6. Great for vids. Canon M6. Let me look that up real fast. I don't need another camera. And I do have an M50 that works well. So it's an EOS M6. This is a Mark II. I don't see how I would need some kind of flip out screen so I can see like what I'm shooting in real time. 4K 30p or full HD 120p video. Yeah, that looks cool. Francis is in the house. If you know what's good for you, you need to go check out Francis's new single that he just released, new song. It's pretty cool stuff. Thomas is one cool cat. That's very true. Thomas is really trying to dial in the hardware side of things before he moves on to finishing off the software. Because if the hardware isn't right now, isn't correct now, or by the time it's released, then he can't ever go back and make the hardware better, because now everyone will have one in their hands and he can't take back all the sales and it's like, oh, sorry, we're just going to change one thing. It's like, he can't do that. He has to get the hardware correct first, and then he can go back and update the software to whatever he wants to do. Because software is software, but hardware has to be right out of the box. Otherwise, it's never going to be right. I just picked up a blue guitar Mercury due to your recommendations some time ago. That's cool. Yes, it's a great amp. It's a great little amp. What do I have going on here? I don't have the right... this has a record out on it, so I could plug this in, but I don't have a cable on me right at hand to make that happen. But yeah, this thing sounds really good, and I'll do some more videos on this in the near future, ramping up to the release of the Amp X. But if you're like a really simple, like blues rock kind of guy, and you don't need tons of presets or tons of built-in effects, then the Amp 1 is actually really good, because it comes with 4 different channels here on the side, so you can choose from clean, vintage, classic, or modern. Then you can use that switch to toggle between any 2 channels you want, or you can change all the channels via MIDI with like a HX Effects or any other MIDI controlled device, or any device that has MIDI control, and it just works really well. So yeah, that's good. I I do like that you can bend back and then you can also push down like that. It's really good. I like that. Now I did get this guitar for the sheer fact that I have a Kiesel guitar coming that is a PRS style guitar. Let me see if I can log into my Instagram here. Log in with Facebook. Doctor McFarland. Yada yada. Security code. Come on. I did get a new phone the other day. I got an iPhone 11. And I needed one pretty bad. I'm pretty sure it's gonna generated by authentication app. Yeah, I probably need my other phone for that. Which I still have my old phone. But yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, I tried to get a picture. Actually, I can find it for you real fast. It's on the Kiesel website. So I'm going to guitars, going down to the CT6, and it's this one right here. This thing is gorgeous. Let me show you that. Yeah. So I saw that pic. I was on the market for another Kiesel, and I saw that on the CT6 page, the product page. And I was like, wow, it looks like a PRS, which it does. Has a very similar horn style body, something going on with it. But it's got gold hardware. It's gonna have a flame maple fretboard, mahogany neck and body, flame maple top. Anyway, this thing is nice. So I'm gonna definitely compare it to a normal PRS guitar. But they got the same, they got the same pickup controls in the volume and the tone, and the 3-way toggle switch, and trim system on there, 24 frets, all that stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. This is why I need you guys to use my affiliate links if you're gonna buy anything on Amazon or Sweetwater. So that way I can help fund these insane purchases that I have no business in getting. But honestly, after these Kiesels are delivered and I'm not buying anything else this year, I promise. I just can't. I can't afford anything else. I do have right at the beginning of the year, I went ahead and ordered a Fender FR10, their FR speaker. I heard so many good and bad things about it, but nobody really had a concise message about how good it was. So I just had to order one myself. Say, fine, I'm just going to order one and I'll let you know what I think about it. And out of the box, it sounds really, really good. There is a little bit of hiss, some white noise to it. But honestly, once I compare it to the Laney LFR 12 and also my Quilter amp over here, all three of them have a little bit of self noise. But apparently the Fenders, some were coming in with a little bit more self noise than others were claiming. So it's just hard to tell like who is telling the truth and who is not. Maybe they're tone deaf or just half deaf and couldn't hear anything anyway. So therefore I ordered one for myself, and I'm gonna make a video, let you know what I think about it, and also compare it to some other speaker options that I have. So be on the lookout for that, the Fender FR10. and all that stuff. So that is quite stunning. I know the beard is quite stunning. I get it. I'm telling you, that's why I keep using this this Blues Junior on the Tonemaster Pro, is the fat switch. It just puts you in that nice bluesy gain kind of range. It's not high gain at all. It's just a good smooth overdrive. I am going to assign, let's do on off. I'm going to assign the ping pong to a switch here so I can turn that off. Which quilter do you have, Vanzini? I've actually had quite a few. If you look at my channel, I have a quilter playlist. I have the Micro Pro 2. Shoot, I don't even know the names of all of them. I had the what are they? I had a Micro Block something or other. The Tone Block 202. I had the, what's the little Fender style one? I don't remember. Excuse me. I did have the Block Dock cab, the 10, and also the 12. Yeah, I had quite a few over the years. But honestly, the Aviator Cub is really, really good because it has a separate volume knob for the speaker and also the line out. So that's really invaluable for getting some stage volume while also sending whatever level you want to the front of house and controlling that independently. That's just a really good option, I think. So. And honestly, the built-in speaker for this quilter amp, it's not FR, but when I run a virtual cab, like my IR or a virtual cab through this amp, it doesn't sound weird like any other speaker that I've played through. Like if I play through the Boss Katana and I have a virtual cab going through my Mahler, I don't like the sound of those two sounds meshing together. But somehow the quilter sounds pretty neutral. So it's not FR by any means, but it still sounds good. So I don't feel like I have to go turn off all my impulse responses or stock cabs when I'm using this amp. And that's the way I feel about it. So. We took a look. Mine is the old 101. Oh yeah, the 101 mini reverb. Yeah, the old 101, the 10-inch cab and the little foot pedal amp. Little foot pedal amp. Okay. Excuse me. Wow, that's really loud. Thomas Moore asked, "What recording interfaces do you recommend?" So there's quite a few, and let's look at let's look at my account and go to what do we got here? I should have a recording. Where's it at? Recording studio guide. So this is going to bring up the place where my affiliate links are here. So, okay. So this really depends on price. But let's go down to the bottom here to where it's a little bit more affordable. All right, so in the past I have had the Focusrite Scarlett 18i8, and it comes with 4 mic pre's. It also has 4 line inputs on the back, so it's technically 8 inputs on the device itself, and you can still add up to 8 inputs via ADAT. So that can be a total of 16 channels just with your Focusrite. You do have to add that extra ADAT option though, which you can do pretty cheaply nowadays. So that is $449. So if you're in that $300 to $400, $500 range, then the Scarlett I think works great. I have not tried the mini fuse myself, but I have had other Arturia products in the past, and I still have 2 Arturia 8 pre units, which is what I'm using for my extra ADAT inputs going into the RME over here. So I'm sure if you just need like a good little setup, then the mini fuse would be a decent option. The PreSonus Studio 1810C for that $399, $400 range, I feel is a pretty good option as well. Let's click on this. This gets you 4 inputs on the front, and then an additional 4 line inputs on the back. You do have 2 headphone inputs on the back as well, which is nice. You got multiple line out. You got the main line out. You have the main out, sorry. Then you have 4 additional line outs. Stereo. That could be for extra monitors, all kinds of stuff. You do have an ADAT in for 11 through 18. So there's that. You do have MIDI, is USB-C, and a 12-volt power supply. So that's pretty good. I like those options. If you want to stay within that $200 to $500 range, any one of those are fine. Okay. Now the Studio Live stuff from PreSonus is also very good, but this does bump you up into that $1,000 to $2,000 range, or $3,000 depending on if you get it new or used. And you buy the Studio Live stuff if you're doing a full band kind of setup, but you want to get all those inputs very inexpensively. So the 16R, which you can also use for live streaming as well. So this has 12 inputs on the back. I start on the front, but also an additional 4 on the back. So that's where you get your 16. And then you got some basic main outputs, and you got 3 pairs of mix outputs, and then some stuff like that. So that's a good little rack unit if you got close to your $900 to $1,000 range. And also look out for B stock or demos as well. So kind of going off on a tangent here with some recording interfaces, but I got microphones down here, fader 4 controller. The Keylab 61 is what I have here in front of me. Oh, the 101, the Quilter 101. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, those are good. I do really like these Studio Live mixing boards with the flying faders and all that. But I had to make a decision of, do I want to have this big thing on my desk in front of me, or do I want to just have a smaller rack unit in my rack and kind of keep my desk clear for like a keyboard and notepads and other stuff. So I decided personally to not keep the Studio Live, even though over the years I've had like 3 or 4 Studio Lives in my possession at any given time, and I've ended up selling them all. Because I would get one, then I would sell it, but then I'd be like, well, I kind of did like having the fader, so I bought another one. It was like, no, it's just too big, so I sold it. Just going back and forth. So, you just don't know until you try it. But I have a bunch of rack stuff. Here's vented panel stuff. Here's some headphone options. I do not recommend the NTH 100, so I'm actually going to delete that. How can I delete it off my list? Delete item. And the reason why I just deleted that off my list is I also don't recommend the K92s. Really, the only ones I do recommend nowadays are the Audio-Technica M40Xs. That's what I'm technically wearing right now, just in the gray version. And I kind of like the 560s, but I sent those back. So I'm actually not going to recommend those either. I'm going to keep this really simple. I do use the AKG K361s at work. They are very lightweight, extremely lightweight, and they sound really good. So and they're closed back, and they're $119 for those headphones. So if you're trying to dial in like your digital modeler here, at your house, those are the two headphones I do recommend for dialing in tones on your guitar modeling units. Now on the next step up in price, you can go with Universal Audio. I personally did not keep the Universal Audio stuff only because I don't like the dance of using plugins just to get sounds. I like things being built in. So over the years, I've gone back and forth between RME and PreSonus and all this other stuff. So ultimately, I got this, which is not, I didn't get this one in particular, but I got the first generation of the UFX. And I got it for like $1,200 on reverb.com. And it comes with the Total Mix software, which is what you see in front of you. So this is really, it's not hard to use. And if you can swing it, I do recommend finding a good used RME interface for that $1,000 to $1,500 range, because it gives you some really nice preamps, 4 of them. You do have all the line inputs on the back, and you have all these options to route audio from your inputs to your playback to your output section. You can make some different headphone mixes. You can add reverb. Like for instance, if I go over here and add reverb to my voice, now you can hear reverb, which is really cool, right? I can also make this a, what do I want to do? I can make this a slapback delay. Check. I don't know why you'd want to do that. But let's make it a smooth reflection. Hey. It's kind of weird. Let's just go with the traditional thing. Ooh, vocal heaven. La. Anyway, so you can turn up some reverb for the vocalist who wants to hear it in their headphones. And like I said, I use the 2 8-pre units from Arturia to add an additional 16 channels of ADAT into the RME. So total between the RME was around $1,200, and then the Arturia units are probably about $600 or $700 each. So that's another 12. So for like $2,400, I got 28 channels of inputs, and they all fit into a rack, 3U rack space, or up to 3U's of 3 slots of rack space. And I can still free up my desk here and not clutter everything up with a big mixing board and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's a very long way of recommending some interfaces, but it really depends on your budget and what you want to do overall with your recording. If you only record just a few, I do need to do this. Let me go back here. I need to add I do recommend this highly. The SSL 12. This is a really good option here. There's even a bundle if you want that with some decent studio monitors. Let's see what else they have here. Pure Octave 12. Wait, what is this? What is this? What are they showing me here? Oh, Blackline audio? That's 12 inputs. What? What is this thing? What is this thing? Maybe it's just a patch bay. I think it's a patch bay for this up here. Okay, I see what they're doing. So they're basically saying... I want to see the back of this. Where's the back? Anyway, they're saying get the SSL 12, but then add on this for an additional 8 inputs, which I feel like that's pretty expensive. So I'm not going to go that route. I don't suggest that, but just get the for $500. Get this little SSL 12. It has 4 mic pre's on it. You can add an additional 8 inputs via ADAT for a total of 12, which is why the name 12 is there. And then on the back, you got some outputs, some MIDI, some ADAT, some USB. And it is USB powered, so you don't have to have an external power supply for this thing. And it's great for when you want to just take a laptop and this interface to maybe have a mobile rig. Maybe you want to record a train going by, or you want to record some dogs barking in the park, or you want to record the rain somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Wherever you want to not have to be plugged into power all the time. And have some really good live stream options with the 360 software. This is not going to show up because I don't have a device plugged in. But the 360 Logic software over here, yeah, it's not connected, so you're not going to see anything. But for the month that I was using it, it's actually really, really good, and I was quite impressed with all that. So yeah, this SSL 12, if you're just a very basic mixer recording person that don't need a lot of inputs and you want some USB powered stuff, then that's a good option, I think. So I tried the Motu many years ago, and I did not get along with the software side of things. It was not as easy as the Total Mix software like I have here. And the Audient, see, these two 8 pre units can be used as your interface, but it doesn't have good software that comes with it like you see here on the Total Mix. It does come with some really good plugins, but that alone, the software that comes with it just is not that great. And honestly, I need to email them because they did come out with a new interface. What is it? No, I'm sorry. I'm confusing the Arturia with the Audient. Okay. Going back to Audient. Let's go to Audient here. I do have an Evo 8, which is a little USB audio interface. It's 229. It's actually really good for what it is. I do get a little bit of noise interference once in a while if I have my phone too close to it or something. But it's got some JFET instrument inputs and some decent mic pre's. You can go with the 96K recording. It does not have an ADAT option on the back, so you can't add more channels to it. But for $200, I mean $229, it is a really good option if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but just want a good, decent little interface that's USB powered. You can take it anywhere in a backpack with your laptop, some headphones. You can do some mixing. You can do some basic recording. With the 4 inputs, you can do a really good podcast setup for 4 different microphones, 4 different people talking at once. It does work really well for live streaming. The built-in software is really good for that. And I do not know why I should already have this on my list, but I don't for some reason. Or at least I don't remember seeing it. So let me add that. And then the other Evo, there's an Evo 16 interface, which is nuts. This is $549. It does come with 8 mic pre's built in. So you got 2 in the front and 6 on the back. And you can add it to 16 channels of ADAT. So you can easily get, for about $1,500, you can get 24 channels of ins and outs. Or of inputs anyway. For a really good band recording type stuff. Here's the SP8 Smart Preamp. So this is meant to be an ADAT extender for the Evo 16. And if I had to start all over, I wouldn't mind having this. Having the Evo 8, the Evo 16 and the Smart, the Evo Smart Preamps. I really wouldn't mind. It also has lots of line outputs. So if you're doing any kind of like immersive Atmos type of setup, you can probably use this for all your speaker outputs. It does have a nice IEC, good strong IEC cable for those good dedicated connections. And I mean, for $500, I mean, it's really, really good. Here's a package deal here. Let me go ahead and add this to the list. So if anybody wants to click in the recording affiliate link I have in the description of all my videos, you'll be able to go through this list here and find some good stuff. So here's the Evo 16 with the Smart Preamp. If you buy it together, it's $1,074. That's a really good deal. And you also get some ADAT cables that come with that. So this is currently not in stock, but I'll go ahead and add it to the list. So you can be perusing the list and see what you want to buy. This kind of stuff here, the Audient ID 44. This is pretty good as a desktop unit, and you also have 16 channels of ADAT as well. This does have a wall wart power supply. But once again, for this is really going to be a 4-channel. Wait, what is this? Two on the back. Okay, I see. So you got channels 1 and 2 can also have inserts, which means if you want to insert like an EQ or a compressor, you can do that. But really, it's not needed. You can just record everything clean and then compress the heck out of it later. So this really just has 4 inputs on the back, which makes the front nice and clean. Then you can add 16 channels of ADAT in the back. So that's a total of 20 inputs. Yeah, 20 in and then 24 out. 24 out. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. I'll go ahead and add to the list. But for $699, I mean, it's kind of getting up there. So I would rather pay the $500 for the Evo 8. And then, so that way you get 8 channels out of the box for $500. And then you can add pay another $500 to add on another 8 channels for 16 channels, or another $500 for 24 total channels. So a lot of good options there. My PreSonus Fire Studio project is FireWire and won't work with my Mac Monterey. It won't connect with the new OS. Yeah. The FireWire stuff, I mean, honestly, that's an old Oh, that's a pretty old interface. So I would say, I mean, really for that $500 range, if you want to stay within that range, and get way more inputs, that Evo 16 is really good. If you don't need as many inputs, but you like SSL and you like the option of being USB powered, then the SSL 12 will probably be a good option for you, staying within that $500 range. And you get some good software with it. So let me crank up some. Let me add some nice ambient reverb here. Effects, reverb. Let's do a cloud reverb. This is really pretty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It works. It works. Now, I think I'm going to stick with my RME and my Arturia 8 Pre units. Only for the fact that, let me go back to my main screen here. Only for the fact that I have my electronic kit over here, which you can't see. I have a wall panel of 4 inputs. I have an additional 4 inputs in my booth over here. In the little shelf I have even more inputs. So I need lots of inputs to keep everything connected at all times here in the studio. So that way I don't have to like run wires against, across the floor and all this other stuff. I can keep everything nice and clean. But that's just what I need for this space right here. Just to have everything in the booth already set up, ready to go with all the headphones, everything over by the couch, everything over by the other wall over here. I just need to be able to have everything hooked up at all times. So therefore I need lots of inputs for that. So if you're a guy that does not need all those inputs and you're not recording full bands and whatever, then any interface with, minimum of 4 at least. But if you can go 8 total out of the box, then I would do that if you can. That kind of helps you to future-proof your setup. So that way, at least with 8 inputs, you can have a full drum kit mic'd up. And then when you're done with the drums, you can go and plug in your bass. You can plug in acoustic guitar. You can do some electric guitar stuff. You can do some vocals. You can do some keyboards. You can just multi-track everything. You don't have to have a full band, set up all at once. You can just, multi-track it all and do it that way. So, hope that helps. Get all that figured out. So. My recommended list is in the video description of all my videos. So just for example, let me go. There's Aaron Short. Let me go to my my channel here, and I'll show you. So if I click on this one, for instance, okay, and you go into the video description of any of my videos. Let me go here so you can see what I'm doing. So here's a video of mine. Here's a saving scenes on the Fractal FM3 R2 Turbo. So here's all my affiliate links down here. Here's the link to Amazon. Here's my Doctor's Gear list, which is a Sweetwater affiliate. And you can click on Recording Studio right here. And it'll take you to Sweetwater. And it'll show you the same list that I was just adding stuff to earlier. So... but coincidentally, if you go to my website, which is drmcfarlandstudios.com, and you click on affiliate links, this also shows you the same kind of thing. So if you go here, recording gear, affiliate, all that stuff. So you can click here to click the shop, and it takes you to the same store. So either way you want to do it, either through my website or through the link in the description of any of my videos, that's how you can get the guide for all my recommendations on gear based on price and all that stuff. So I think I have studio monitors in here too somewhere, maybe toward the bottom. Yeah, some KRKs. Here's some NS10 type options there. Yeah, I actually need to. Let me look for. Let me do studio monitors. I do recommend some certain kinds here. Let's do active. Adams Audio 7-inch. I have not personally tried these, but for this price, 5-inch. See, why is that a 5-inch $199 versus a 7-inch? It's pretty small. But I would say for $800, that's a really good deal. You really can't go wrong with that. I'm gonna add that to the list. But let's find another option here that I think would be good for studio monitors. I've never tried the Yamahas. I mean, I've listened to them. I think they're pretty decent, but I have heard really good things about the PreSonus Ares model. If you want to stay in that price range, it's only $100. But I think if you're gonna get studio monitors, you need to. There's like a certain threshold you need to stay in. I hear Focals are really good. Focal Alpha 65. So it's $399 each. So it gets you in that $800 range. I'll go ahead and add that one, though it's back ordered. I know there's one more that I recommend. I had the KRKs for a very long time. But unfortunately, my RCF speakers is not on here. But maybe they are. Let me look. Come on. Give me the studio monitor. Because that's what I've been using. Okay, here it is. I have the... Here's the 8. But I have the RES 6. Okay. This is what I've been using in my studio for the last 2 years. And really for the price, it's really good. So I highly recommend these. They're very lightweight. You can move them around very quickly. And they just sound really good for not a lot of money. So I would bank everything on that $299 each deal. So for $600, you got your really good pair of speakers, and they have good low end extension. They have good high end, good mid range. They sound good in this room. I'm sure they'll sound good in your room as well, and all that. So anyway, guys, I think that's we've been going for an hour and a half, and I said I was only going to go for 30 minutes, so that's pretty good. Yes, I do have the Reverends as well. Yes, I do. I have all kinds of Reverends. Darboard says, is it better to play through headphones than the standard multi-effects headphone jack? Through headphone than the standard multi-effects headphone jack. I don't stream or record. What, versus going through an interface or something? I mean, you can easily plug headphones straight into a Mauler if that's what you want to do. Is there a better to play through headphone than the standard multi-effects headphone jack? I don't stream or record. Well, you either use an FR speaker of some sort, or you use headphones. So yeah. Now these headphones here, these are the K240s from AKG. I don't recommend these for critical stuff. I mean, the driver in this is not that great, but it's good for mixing though. I'm hearing it just fine in these phones, but the wow, okay, these things, the Audio-Technica M40 whatevers, M40X. I like these a lot. They sound good, and they're very cushiony on the ears. They feel good. They're comfortable, and all that. So. I technically have what? I have 5 Reverends at the moment. Yeah, I'll do a video. This year I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a lot of videos on my current guitar collection. So be sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell so you'll be notified when I release videos on all that. I will keep going through my modeling unit stuff, and just keep making videos that you want to see, hopefully. But you gotta ask me questions. You gotta ask what kind of stuff you want to see on my channel, and I'll gladly do all that. So. All right, guys. I got a long day tomorrow, and it's been fun. We've been having fun talking about gear and giving recording recommendations, talking about PRS guitars, all that stuff. And I have a red face in this camera, by the way. But anyway, that's the way it is. 5 here too. See, I started off with 3 a long time ago, and I called it the trifecta. And then I had 4, and I called it the mega quad. Now I have 5, and the quattro? No, uno, dos, tres, uno, dos, tres, quattro, cinco. Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Hasa. I don't know what I want to call Cinco or 5, but anyway, the trifecta was a cool name, but then I added 1, so I didn't have 3 anymore. So I made it the mega quad. The mega quad, so cool. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be doing a video on my Reverends here soon, as well as other modeling stuff. So yeah. It has been a fun night. I had a good session earlier, and I'm doing a fun live stream, holding a guitar and talking about stuff. And I got my my Doctor McFarland Studios acoustic panel above the door, which is fun. All right, guys, stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all keep rocking.